What is good, NIO family? It's Rey-Jay back with another video, and in this one, I'm going to be talking about the one and only NIO stock, what you should be looking out for the future. I'm also going to break down the PPI report that came out, how the markets are starting to kind of price in a potentially more hawkish Fed, as Wall Street is anticipating that. What the news is saying about NIO, and also what NIO put on their Twitter page, which is very, very bullish news for the long-term future. Now, I personally am not feeling the best right now. I just got a hepatitis shot, so I feel very drowsy, but I'm just going to make a very short video just for you, just to keep this going. Before I get started, I got to mention a couple of things. Firstly, I'm not a financial planner. Don't take any of this as financial advice. And also, if you guys can, please smash the like button if you want to see more videos like this. It not only benefits me, it benefits the entire NEO community as a whole. And the last things, if you guys can, please check out the Moomoo link down below and in the description. If you sign up for Moomoo, the link down below, and deposit $100 into the account, you're guaranteed up to 10 free stocks, each worth up to $2,500. And the best part is, out of the 10 free stocks, 5 are going to come from the wheel right here, meaning you could win 5 free AMC shares, 5 free Tesla shares, or 5 free Apple shares, or a mix of all of them. It's a limited time offer. It ends in just one day. Check it out before they run out. With that out of the way, let's get on with the video. So what you'll notice about NEO is that this thing has been respecting a bit of a pennant for quite a bit of time. Specifically, like during these last couple of trading days, NEO is just getting tighter and tighter. And that is a pretty, I would say, decent sign. I wouldn't say it's the best of signs, because we could end up seeing a breakout in either direction. Now, generally, when you see these breakouts, whether we see a push up, we end up testing this wedge and then push up even higher, or we drop down, test it up here, and then we drop even lower. Both of them are very much in the realm of possibility. Now, NEO is a little bit red right now in the after hours, and there are some bearish indications that are coming out that I need to discuss with you. So, first, let's talk about the PPI report. Obviously, it came out. Wholesale prices shoot up near a record of 11.3%. That's not that far from, I think, a March when they had 11.6%. So, very, very high. If you exclude food, energy, and trade, and core PPI, core PPI would be up 6.4%. So, overall, PPI is going up. This is kind of like the CPI report from the producer side. And if we look at the data right here, we can see right over here, the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics basically reported that this rise followed an advance in a 0.9% in May and a 0.4% in April, right? So we actually saw this rise kind of continue, and then for June alone, we actually saw demand go up about. The final demand moved up about 11.3%. So that's still pretty high relative to the record. And it was 1.1% up in June compared to the month record. So overall, big increases here and there. We're seeing energy prices also going up. They're basically inflating this as well. And I don't think the market was necessarily kind of too scared specifically about this alone. It has more to do with the grand scheme of things. Because when you look at what reports are showing, the market right now is still pricing in that a potential 100 basis point rate hike from the Fed. Now, is this guaranteed? The answer is no. Some people think that this could actually be a little bit better for the markets, because if the Fed's a little bit more hawkish, this could lead the markets to dropping like a lot quicker. And if they drop quicker, it could lead to not just inflation kind of dropping faster in the overall economy, but a faster recovery time, right? If the Fed is even more hawkish. Now, some people have different views about this on the effect it's going to have on our economy, on everyday people. But right now, it's just still uncertain. Both the 75 and 100 are possible. But right now, the market is kind of starting to price in that 100 basis point rate hike, which is leading to a lot more fear, uncertainty, and doubt. And just know it hasn't been fully priced in just yet. So if you look at other data out there, I think that NEO was on this rebound, right? We saw their sales increase in June. And on top of that, the market was showing some relief. So it really helped NEO in many ways. But that doesn't mean that this is going to last forever. And that's the really important thing I wanted to talk about. I do think that there is the potential for downside soon. I can't guarantee it's going to happen that quickly, but eventually it's likely going to come. And there could be a lot more of these buying opportunities. If we look at the SPY, we'll see something interesting. You could clearly see the SPY is respecting a bit of a downward trend. I can actually draw this out real quick. Just to connect these kind of like this, we can see the SPY starting to make those lower lows. And it's just kind of bouncing back and forth between these different trend lines, slowly continuing to drop and drop and drop, kind of like this. Now, does this mean we're automatically going to get rejected from here? It doesn't mean that. What could end up happening is we have the gap. I think we're very close to filling it. We haven't filled it completely. So we might get a slight push up in the morning as the SPY is a little green. And I wouldn't be surprised if we do see a bit of a kind of bleed off going into the end of Friday. The volume of the SPY overall, if I bring up the daily candles, it's not looking that good. I mean, it's okay. It actually improved a little bit over the last few days compared to where we were seeing this thing over I would say the 12th and the 11th of July earlier this week. So there's some improvements in the volume, but overall, the downward trend does look like it's likely going to continue. And I am a little bit more in favor of the bearish side for tomorrow based off this trend. With that said, if the SPY is likely going to drop, we're probably going to see the entire market kind of continue. Where we're seeing NIO right now kind of respecting this pennant. It's possible we may actually get a break to the downside. Now, why do I say that? I always mention this gap down here in the 19 level. And what's very concerning to me is we tested 20.04 just a couple days ago. And we could see NIO did start to push up a bit off that. But overall, we're still kind of testing the 20 range of support. So it's like NIO's if NIO can't hold that in one instance, if this thing starts dropping a little lower than that, I mean, if we can't hold 20, this thing is going to most likely fill the gap down to the low 19s. And we actually touched 20.04. So it's a little bit concerning for me. NIO does look like it's a little bit more likely to see some downside. So going into tomorrow, all you got to look out for is how does NIO respond to 20? Do we get that bounce or not? There's no guarantee we're going to break below it. If we do, we're likely going to fill the gap and drop down to the 19s. If we could hold it, we could actually close in the low, maybe mid to low $20 level. So overall, that's kind of like my take. I am a little bit more in favor of the bearish side. And with that out of the way, I want to talk about what NIO put on their Twitter page. So if we look at NIO's Twitter, we can see right over here for Throwback Thursday. Take a look at the leading video blogger in Germany. This person talks with the NIO Vice President of Design, Chris Thomason, and basically they showcase their concept of hashtag NIO Eve and also their NIO ET7. So once again, a lot of praise for the ET7 in Germany. A lot of people are excited about it. I think the concept is very cool too. And what else is amazing about it is a lot of investors are very excited about this, especially lots of people that are interested in buying this car. And to me personally, it really opens a lot more doors thanks to how it's a sedan, and a lot of European markets are going to be excited for it. So is the market, going to continue to plummet very hard? I don't think NIO is going to drop insanely hard tomorrow. I just think this thing is probably going to remain kind of flat, maybe drop a little bit. But if the market's super bearish out of nowhere, which is definitely possible, we will likely continue to drop. Now, are we going to just keep dropping from here? It's very possible we could actually get a bounce depending on earnings. And we still have this gap up here. So NIO is most likely going to come back to the 22 range soon. How soon? Maybe within the next few weeks. So be prepared for that Anyways, this was more of a short-term prediction. The long term is still incredibly bright. So remain calm, cool, and collected, and I will definitely see you guys in the next one. NIO to the moon, and peace out.